people, and good morning. Oh, it's the geese that are making noise. I thought it was someone screaming. Good morning and welcome to my channel. How are you? I hope you're all well. I am. I thank you. It's a beautiful day today. I'm on my way to the clinic, and so I'm carrying the toddler on my back, African style, and he has a hat. He has a cap on and I have a hat. I'm anticipating it's going to be a bit of a tiresome journey, but I'm going to be through in about 3 hours and I'll be back. I welcome you to join me today. I've woken up with so much happiness because yesterday I had a new country join me in my list of countries who are watching my channel, and we are at 148 viewers. Please continue. Before we go on, please like and subscribe. Your subscription matters a lot, and I'm on my journey pushing to 1,000 followers. No, I'm not just aiming for 1,000 followers, so that I may followers and subscribers, so that I may have attained my mark, my 1,000 subscribers mark, in order to get monetization. There's so much that I need to do, and so I'm appealing for your help. It's a lovely day, sunny, not a single cloud. I'm going to give you a view of the sky here, because once I start walking, I'm just going to take a brisk walk up to the stage. Now I'm carrying a baby. I'm not going to afford to stop on the way and vlog and everything. It has to be a straight walk to the stage, and then probably when I'm in the matatu, when I'm in the public transport heading to the hospital and to the clinic where I go to get my change of ARVs, then I'm going to vlog there, or even when I'm in the clinic, because they're fine with that. But for now, when I'm walking, I'm going to restrict it strictly to walking as fast as possible, because the baby also can't get too hot, because when he gets outside, when we are in the home, it's for a controlled limit time. But now this is almost a 20-minute walk. It's good he has a cap on, but it's very hot the way I've tied him in 2 layers of clothing, and he's also wearing something warm. So you're going to excuse me that when we are coming back, I think he'll be walking bits and I'll be carrying him bits, so that he's going to be a bit more relaxed. Again, thank you very much for staying on the channel. Thank you to all of you, my subscribers. A very big thank you to all of you, and my viewers. I appreciate you always. Whether you've subscribed or not, I appreciate you very much. So welcome to the channel. I'm going to give you a 360-degree view with greetings from Ruai, in sunny Ruai in Nairobi of magical Kenya. Karibuni. So we just alighted from the matatu, and very unfortunately when I was getting off the matatu, we lost his cap. So I'm going to have to look for one, but I think I'm going to pass by my sister's place because she stays not very far from the hospital, and then we are going to see if I can get a cap. But I have my own hat. My own hat had wrapped his shawl in the bag, so I still have that. I think he's just going to wear that because, like I said, I also don't want to detour and pass so many places with him, so that we can remain. We can have a shorter period between the time we've arrived here in hospital and going back home. I don't want to roam around with him so much because he will also get tired and I'll also get tired, and I need to get home and also cook for today, and I can't afford to be too tired and also do some house chores. So I'll talk to you in a while. This is the hospital. We used to bypass that walkway before, but now I don't know why. You know, this is so selfish of the hospital. It doesn't even make sense. It's so nonsensical. For Mama Lucy, imagine they've blocked the walkway for patients and for passers-by. But as far as I'm concerned, according to the city, to the council, to the county council regulations, that's a walkway that is public. It's not supposed to be sealed off, but it is sealed off, and so people have to walk on the section of the road that is segregated. Why segregate a section of the road? The road is for cars. Actually, you can see that what they've done is just put put some barriers for people to pass here, and then blocked where the patients should be passing, which is going to make it not very safe for patients and also for people who are coming into the road. This is an illegal act, but you know, Mama Lucy is so often. I know I'm going to the same hospital, but I must say it because these are our rights as citizens of this country. They are not supposed to be blocking off that walkway. That walkway is our right. It is our citizens' right. That's where we are supposed to be passing. But you can see that they've now blocked it. So everybody has to now pass instead where the flowers are. No. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And I'm asking the authorities who are concerned, come and look into this. Come and get our rights back to us. Because this is what we are supposed to be having. What about people who have children? What about the disabled? What if a mad person passes on the road? What if the borders? What if there's a strike? What if the matatus are bypassing, and sometimes when there's a jam, they want to bypass everywhere. Even the borders want to bypass anywhere. So where is the safety of the citizens? In this case, coming to a hospital as big as this, a referral hospital. Of course, you can see that is showing. This is Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. So I'm going to go inside, get myself checked in, and then we'll talk later. Finished, and the little fellow wanted to check what is under the lorry, so I showed him, and then now we are on our way out. Kuja, twende. Hapo iko maji. Finished, and we are on our way out. The little boy wants to play. He wants to look at the buses. He wants to touch the bus to see what is under the bus. But that's just good. I've had my blood drawn. That was what I was coming for, just to have a blood check, and then now we are going back home. And of course, for him, it's just an adventure being out and walking about. But like I said, I can't take very long with him. So we are just going to head straight, go and sit somewhere where we can have a meal, and then after that, take the bus and go home. Then we arrive at So we've gotten back. I've just arrived at the stage. We've stopped for a minute for me to tie him back properly. It has taken us in total about 4 hours. So what I anticipated was correct. We didn't take very long at the hospital, and now I have to rush back home because there are some calls I have to make and there are online calls and they are scheduled, so I have to be home in time. Unfortunately, again, of course, we lost his cape. So what we are doing is wearing my hat now. Just want to make sure it's on. Yes, I've asked one of the people at the restaurant where we stopped for me to straddle him on my back. I've asked them to ensure that the hat is firmly fixed on his head so that it doesn't get blown in the wind, because he was sleeping when we were in the matatu, in the public transport coming here, and I'm anticipating he's just going to go back to sleep again because he's tired. It's been traveling is a bit tiring for children, and especially because we've had to walk. But the goodness is that he's eaten. I made a mixture of mango, tomato, biscuits, and ice cream for him. I bought the ice cream on our way back, but he had eaten part of the mangoes. That is after breakfast. And then I got a bottle of water on the way, so he's well fed. And now when we get home, I bought a takeaway meal so that immediately we get home, because I'm going to only cook at dinner time. There's a meal that is ready for him, and then of course his milk. Then I anticipate he's going to sleep very well so that I can be able to continue with my vlogging. So now I'm not going to continue with this until I get home. We'll see you in a bit. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that to support the channel. I'll appreciate. Thank you. So we finally arrived. We're just near home. That's the road to the school. That's the way we came from. And I want to first go and buy some milk, his daily milk intake, so that he can take now. In the morning he just took a bit, and because we were leaving very early, I made him eat a bit of bread and milk, just bread and milk. Then he took like half a bottle. I didn't allow him to take more because he had already taken the breakfast. And then after we were done with the hospital, I gave him the fruits, and then on the way back I bought the ice cream, and then I gave him with a spoon. I actually gave him in the matatu, so I'd be scooping just a bit and giving in the mouth. And what I do when I'm giving babies is that I turn the spoon upside down so that it doesn't hit the roof of their mouth and they feel the cold so much. I just put it directly on the tongue in small bits, and that way they eat it much better. So we'll just be buying the milk, then go home. He's probably going to rest, but me, I'm going to have a shower first so that I can get into my call and then rest for the rest of the day. That has just been enough for me. I don't like to overexert myself now, so I keep myself healthy, and also I don't get fatigued too much, which might affect my health. That for me has been heavy, carrying the baby to and fro on my back, the journey, the changing of matatus and all that. But I'm glad that it went well and it went fast, and we are back home before 2 p.m. So I'll talk to you later. Please remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed, hit the like button and the subscribe, keeping it at Wandia Josephine channel, and tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you. I just thought to make a small reaction. One of my subscribers commented, and because I was appreciating the Jamaicans, and I had appreciated the Jamaicans before, and then now I've seen Zimbabweans are also on as new countries that have viewers watching my channel. And the person asked me, and what about African Americans? And I found this so interesting because I appreciated the whole of the USA as a whole, but getting this comment is very interesting to me. And I just thought, let me talk about something that is very unique to us Africans, is the view that a lot of African Americans have towards Africa. First of all, I must say that after very close interaction with African Americans, we are different. You are what we actually call white. I wouldn't say white, but we have a general term, Muzungu. So you're really very Muzungu to us in your behavior, in your thinking, in what you uphold. We know you have a lot of closeness to us as African Americans, being blacks and having the black community united as a whole. But you're just being having lived and being brought up and grown and developed alongside um, your countrymen in developed countries. Let me not generalize it, but let me just say in the USA, you are actually very different in your thinking. And so when we come here, when I was younger, and I think this is for a lot of people also who are ignorant, they're like, if you're black, then you're going to come, we have the same cultural practice and we have the same beliefs and we have but you're really different. And me now interacting, and I can say that a lot of the black people I've interacted with have been from the Caribbean countries. Does the Caribbean include all the black countries, the islands? Yes, have been from the Caribbean, and we have a lot of similarity, but there's also a lot of difference. And then there's so much that you can do to uplift those of us who are in Africa. And it doesn't have to be association by way of business or anything. It's like sort of adaptive. But even as you adapt maybe families or groups of persons to assist, you must be very, very, very careful, because I can see some of the cases that are happening, and I'll give Kenya as an example, I'll not give other places, where you have people of their own will coming up and saying, I've been watching these content creators, I've been watching these people online, and I like what they're doing and I'd like to support them. And then you up and run and say, I'm going to send this money to this person. You must learn to do your due diligence. I can tell you for a fact that at least in Kenya, a lot of people that you're seeing doing content creation, you can Google them up, and you can always, in every situation, you can get background stories you can ask for what? Backup information to make yourself safe. Is, first of all, we have very good documentation in Kenya, and then we have systems that are running. We may have corruption, yes, but we have systems that are running. So everybody should have an ID number. Everybody should have a mobile number. Everybody should have a location chief or location administration, government administration of one type or another, where if you're sharing amounts of money exceeding certain limits, you'd probably ask that person, for us now to go to the next level where I'm sending this kind of money, I need backup, what can I say, backup what? I need backup reassurance. Like who can recommend you? Can you get someone to recommend you that I can trust you this amount of money? I can trust you with this amount of funds. I can trust you with this amount of goods that I'll be forwarding to you to channel to other people or for your own use, so that you're not getting conned and it's not getting wasted. Do not be in a rush to just assist without knowing the background, and then care to ask, because you wouldn't understand. No, you take it very much for granted. What I've seen is that in the US, yes, you do have people that are poor, yes, you do have people that lack food, but in a different way from what it is here. And a lot of costs of food items, of household items, of land, of anything basically that is sold in Kenya, because we're very tech savvy. A lot of people are purchasing online. Whenever you want to help, sometimes we have supermarkets that sell what do you call them, the vouchers, that sell vouchers. So sometimes if you're helping a family or you're helping an individual, sometimes you can directly find out if the supermarket that's nearest to them. We have Google Maps in Kenya. Yeah, and we have Jumia in Kenya, and we have supermarkets that can talk to, and we have shops that can usually ask for a breakdown of stuff that you feel you need to assist a person with, and multiply it maybe by 2, just to be on the average side in case the person also needs money in the pocket. But generally, the costing of most things is very available online. If somebody is telling you you need to buy salt and you need to buy some books, you can always cross-check the prices for you to get the proper accountability that, yes, Salt costs this amount, books do cost this amount, a rental in this area costs this amount, and then you remove yourself from getting inconvenienced. Let me not use any stronger terms, but at the same time, considering the power of the dollar in Kenya, there's so many of you who can help, and not just in Kenya, of course, compared to very many currencies in Africa. There are so many of you African Americans who can adapt families. I prefer working with groups of people rather than individuals. There's a less likelihood of misuse and abuse of assistance and charity. And you put regulations. If you're assisting a family that has 3 adults, sometimes when you send money, I mean, just make it known that if I'm sending a certain amount of money in 3 months, I'm going to divide it equally, and I'll be sending to a different individual each month, and that individual has to give accountability in their own way. And then the other month, the other person, and probably even tell them, each of you give me what you think the priorities are, and the next month let the other person decide what are the priorities. Because when you keep on using the same person as a contact person, and maybe that's a person who's just very eloquent and very knowledgeable about English and very well versed on how to cover up the misuse of money, and the rest maybe do not have reach. So in every situation where you're in contact with a person and you want to give assistance to that person, always have a backup other person whom you can refer to in privacy and ask, is what I decided, I sent Josephine this X amount of money, and she did say she was doing this for the community, or she did say she wanted to do this for herself. Would you please check up and give me information and tell me if this is happening? It's very necessary. It's just, and then if it's a question of getting receipt, get receipts for stuff. There's receipts everywhere. Get receipts for as much stuff as there is. Usually stuff that is not going to get receipts is if it is small shops, if it is public transport. Not all public transport has receipts, but if it's other major commodity purchases or service purchases, there's likely to be a receipt, or there's likely to be information online that gives you that assesses and gives you a good estimate of what the cost should be. And so I appreciate all of you African Americans who are watching my channel, who are supporting me, who take time to sit down and listen and check to what I'm doing. I know I did do a short video about when Aisha Speed was here and and making a joke about how some of you are wondering how Africa is developed. Yes, of course we have our downsides and we have the negatives that are happening, but it is true, we have so much to offer. Sometimes when I look at people even looking at retirement options, I'm like, good heavens, I wish these people knew. It is not a joke what we're talking about. Your shilling can go that much further, and all you need to do is assimilate into the society. And it might not be easier for you just because you're African American, but it makes a lot of sense because the options of settling as a resident in many African countries is very beneficial on so many levels. It is very beneficial for health reasons, for economic reasons, for continuity of black force unification reasons, for purposes of for just many reasons. And so I want to thank you all African Americans that have been watching my channel, and I'd like to encourage you, please, if you can get in touch with people that you watch, you view, that you can research on, do background checks on, and see that they might agree with what your goals in life are, what your aspirations in life are, what your thoughts are when it comes to philanthropy and assistance and charity and upliftment. Get in touch with them and help sisters and help brothers. We just need a helping hand on so many levels, but sometimes it's so little that is required to do so much here in Africa. And yes, like me, I'm running a community-based organization. I'm not directly asking for charity, and I'm not asking directly for help because I do have other channels that I use to source for that. But once in a while, I'll just ask my local community to help me with something. And like right now, children are going into secondary school and next grade level. And it's a pity that we have so many children that are out of school, that whose parents are still struggling to get $50 to get $100 to take them to school. And they reach out to me and I'm like, I cannot make any commitments. Go to your elected members of parliament, go to your regional NGOs and other welfare associations, seek help there. But if it was possible, if if there were channels where it was possible for some of you to open up and say, well, me, I'm available, I'm calling on people who need this and this help. Probably instead of picking just one individual, you can pick like a group. Like I said, I really prefer working in groups where accountability is demanded on a larger scale. When it is individual, it's very easy to cook up things, but when you demand accountability for groups of persons, it's very difficult for them now to sit down unless they all know one another previously. But if you just randomly say, I've picked 4 of you and I want you to group up together, I know each of you are doing similar things and I'm able to maybe give each of you $200 every month to assist somebody and give me a follow-up, then check out of the 4 who is doing what, who has given most accountability, where can you see actual progress. There's a child that was identified. There's a child who went to school. There's a family that was uplifted. There's a project that got a bit of funding. There's something that happened. Anything, progress is quantified in very different ways for every different circumstance. But I know it is possible, and I know a lot of you have been helping one another and helping so many charities in the US, and I appreciate it. But it's time I'd ask that give a little to Africa, but give it in measured ways. Give it in ways that are have measurable outcomes, that have visibility, that can be quantified in one way or another, and people can say, yes, we see this was done, this happened, we appreciate it, and it will always pay back. That's karma. It will always pay back, even if it is in generations to come. And the sort of ties that are established at this point, without going into details, the benefits are many. The benefits are many because, like I keep on saying, nobody is too poor that they cannot give, and nobody is too rich. No, nobody is too rich that they cannot receive, and nobody is too poor that they cannot give. So in every circumstance, I'm wishing you the best. Any of you that takes up the call and reaches out, and like I said, it doesn't just have to be me. I know there are so many people doing good jobs in here, and sometimes you're not able to know, but some are able to know that I'm working with another person who's like this, or you just take the initiative. If you're the one out to make some donations, or to make to give some charity, or to make some some affiliation, then you can be the best to choose from that, and allow people to criticize one another. And whenever you allow that, people to a bit of divide and rule, it gives you insight into stuff that you did not know. It sharpens you, and ultimately in the end, it lets you only work with winners and work with the most realistic, the truest persons, and the most genuine persons that are able to work with you towards similar goals. So I wish you well. I thank you all for continuing to stay on the channel. I specifically recognize you as African Americans watching my channel and uplifting me, because even by viewing my channel, you're uplifting me so well. And I thank you all, and ask that you may get other sisters, other brothers to join you on a different level than just random meeting online and then passing on and saying, I watched something. May it be so. God bless you and guide you and protect you. So people, welcome. It's evening and preparing to go to bed in a few minutes. Baby already slept several hours ago. He was really tired, so after bathing and eating, I think he fell asleep again, and he's going to sleep well today because it's really been hectic and he's really been tired. I want to thank all of you very much for staying on the channel, for supporting me. You have to pardon me. When I get home, of course, I have to do some of the house chores, and then looking after the toddler, it's a bit difficult and it's a bit taxing on me. So I've been really tired. So I want to thank all of you for staying on the channel. I especially want to thank you, my subscribers, because I've never had so many people added onto the channel as subscribers in such a short while. And just between yesterday night and today, and this night, I've had 8 new subscribers at once. You know, for a growing channel, for me, that is so phenomenal. And I really appreciate, I thank you all. I'm also very happy to see, as you'll see that I've posted here, for the first time, I have more people viewing my videos than viewing my shorts. It's always been, my shorts had more viewers. And I can realize that this means that a lot more of you are getting interested in this type of content that I'm producing, are taking time to watch it, and I appreciate, because I put in a lot of effort to make sure that I give you quality content, that I give you something that is reasonable, something that is mature, something that is pleasing, something that is entertaining, something that is realistic, and if it is, it should be positive on many fronts. When I went to the hospital today, I was very saddened to see that a section of the road had been closed off, the pedestrian walk. That is not fair. I don't know what reason the hospital is going to give. It's a hospital that I visit. It's a good hospital. It has its bad sides. Once in a while, scandals come out of it. But I get very good service for what I go for, which is my HIV care. And I'd just like to still reiterate that I think it's very wrong to have pedestrians and citizens walk not on the sidewalk, which is a carefully thought about walkway. I mean, this is something that has happened for years, that the roads are for vehicles, and then the pedestrians use the sidewalk. There are so many safety guidelines included in that, and especially around a major hospital, and also especially in recognition of the fact that in Kenya, we have so many rogue drivers. And so the nearer that you push the patients and you push the pedestrians onto the road, the more likely there is for danger to happen. It is a risk factor that must be considered with all seriousness. It's not just a question of making noise about anything. So I really hope that the authorities are going to get in on that, look into that, and find out why that has happened. Otherwise, I've had a very nice day, of course, with the baby. I'm glad that my hospital visit went very well, and it went very fast as I had anticipated, because it was not a regular clinic day. And then we also didn't have problems with the public transport. And so I'll just get on to my usual business this time. Usually, I won't lie, sometimes, you know, I'm called to the clinic for something, for a review of something. And sometimes I'm not able to go because of very basic reasons. But this time I'm so grateful that I received the call to go have the blood check. And I was immediately able to go on the appointment date within proper hours. That is really something to be thankful about. So I'm wishing you well wherever you are. Good morning if it's early morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you are. And if you're about to go to bed like me, I'm wishing you a nice evening and a good night. Sleep. I thank you once more for the increased number of viewers, for the increased number of subscribers. Please stay on the channel. I have I have good and quality content. I'm not singing praises for myself or bragging, but because I put so much thought into this, I can assure you that you can always tell me where I'm going wrong or where you think I should improve or what I should do different. But I think I do my best to ensure that you get quality content. So thank you very much for staying on my channel. Please remember again to like and to subscribe. I cannot reiterate this enough. It is the work, it is the earning, it is the happiness of every content creator to have more and more subscribers, because that's where the money comes from, that's where the encouragement comes from, that's where the upliftment comes from. Just knowing that one extra person was interested in watching your channel, that they viewed and they liked. So your likes also matter, your comments also matter, your sharing matters, and most of all, your subscription matters. I thank you all, and I pray that God may bless you and guide you and greatly protect you. Thank you for staying on the channel. Keep it at Wandia Josephine. Like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. And so from sunny Ruai, which is now in the dark, in Nairobi of magical Kenya, it's bye-bye.